A correctly built $30 speaker cable carries the exact same signal as a $3,000 cable. The cable industry built a $3 billion business, making sure you never found out. Stay until the end. One purchase on this list actually matters. Today, the marketing tax goes public. Speaker cables. Walk into any high-end audio store and the speaker cable wall looks like a museum exhibit. Braided copper, carbon fiber sleeves, cables priced from $200 to $15,000 for a 6-foot pair. Here is what repair technicians know that the showroom does not say out loud. A speaker cable has exactly one job: carry a signal with minimal resistance. 3 things actually matter: wire gauge, length, and shielding. 14 to 10 gauge for speaker runs. That is the entire engineering problem solved decades ago. A correctly gauged copper cable measures within a fraction of a percent of cables costing 100 times more in every blind test that has ever been run. What premium cable companies sell instead is vocabulary: directional signal flow, quantum tunneling, dielectric. Terms that describe nothing that exists in standard electrical engineering. They exist to justify a price. No sponsored gear, no manufacturer relationships, just what the technicians know. Verdict: the most expensive way in hi-fi to move a signal 8 feet across your living room. Power cables. This is where the claims become genuinely difficult to take seriously. A power cable carries alternating current from your wall outlet to your equipment. That is the same alternating current that already traveled through miles of utility wiring, transformers, and the ordinary cable inside your wall to get there. Audiophile power cable companies sell 6-foot cables for $500 to $10,000, claiming they purify or upgrade that power before it reaches your amplifier. Here is the problem. The power has already traveled hundreds of miles through standard copper infrastructure before it reaches your wall socket. A premium cable at the very last 6 feet of that journey cannot undo or improve anything about a signal that already made the entire trip through ordinary wire. The laws of electricity do not change for the final 6 feet. Independent testing has consistently found no measurable difference in equipment performance between a power cable that meets electrical code and a premium audiophile power cable, provided both are correctly rated for the current draw. Prices mentioned are US-based estimates. Check your local market. Verdict: paying thousands of dollars to upgrade the very last 6 feet of a 100-mile journey. Interconnects and digital cables. This is where a cheap trick from outside the hi-fi industry exposes the entire category. Standard RG6 coaxial cable, the same cable used for cable television, is built with a full aluminum foil shield underneath the braid, rated to work into the multi-gigahertz range. That is roughly 1,000 times higher frequency than anything in human hearing. Cut open a typical audio interconnect cable that costs $15 to $20, and the shielding is often only on one side, sometimes barely covering the conductor at all. Cut open the video cable bundled in the very same product, and the shielding is complete because a noisy video cable shows visible interference on a screen. A noisy audio cable just hums quietly enough that most people blame their amplifier instead. For digital cables specifically, the picture is even simpler. Digital signal is binary. A 1 is either received correctly or it is not. There is no such thing as a digital signal sounding warmer or more detailed because there is no analog waveform left to color. The only real test is whether the cable meets the bandwidth specification for what it is carrying. Verdict: the shielding inside the box often does not match the price printed on it. And for digital cables, the marketing claims describe a physical impossibility. Before the one purchase that actually matters, if this is the kind of content you want more of, subscribe now. No sponsored gear, no manufacturer relationships, just what the technicians know. What comes next is the one part of this conversation the high-end cable industry hopes you skip entirely. Power conditioning and the synergy problem. This is the most genuinely contested area in the entire cable conversation, and it deserves a straight answer instead of a dismissal. A revealing sensitive amplifier, or DAC, can pick up voltage sag and line noise from shared circuits, and that part is real and documented. What is not documented with the same rigor is the specific subjective character that high-end conditioner manufacturers claim: warmer, more holographic, more musical. Open up a $7,000 power conditioner and you will often find the same basic components as a $400 unit: a transformer, some capacitors, a circuit board. In some documented cases, independent teardowns of premium audio accessories have found nothing more than dirt, metal filings, and decorative crystals with no measurable electrical function whatsoever. The box looks heavier, the price is heavier. What is actually inside it frequently is not. The honest technician-level recommendation is a surge protector or passive conditioner that meets a real UL or equivalent electrical safety certification in the $50 to $300 range, ideally on a dedicated circuit. That solves the actual documented problem, voltage instability and line noise, without paying for vocabulary. Verdict: the only category on this list with a real underlying problem. Also the category most aggressively oversold by 10 times the price that problem requires solving. So what should you actually buy? The technicians have already answered this with their own systems. For speaker cables, use 14 to 12 gauge solid copper wire, cut to the correct length from any electrical supplier, $5 to $10 per meter. For interconnects, buy cables from manufacturers that publish real measurements and have supplied professional studios for decades, like Mogami, Canare, and Belden, at $20 to $50 per cable. For power, use a surge protector or basic conditioner that meets UL or equivalent safety certification. The rule has not changed. 3 words: specified, measured, boring. A cable that meets the minimum specification for its application delivers everything the signal has to give. The rest is packaging. Here is the principle I want you to take away from this video. One sentence: the cable does not make the system. The system makes the system. The cable just has to not get in the way. The hi-fi cable industry generates an estimated $3 billion a year selling 6 feet of wire as if it were the missing piece of your sound. The technicians spent that money on speakers and amplifiers instead. If this saved you from an expensive mistake, subscribe. What is the most you have ever spent on a cable? And looking back, would you spend it again? Drop it in the comments. See you next time.